Hello, everybody. Okay, y'all about to find out what the results are going to be. Who wins this election? Whether it's going to be Ruby or Danielle. Okay, y'all about to find out what's up. And yeah, I know one thing, that I don't believe any of you that's been watching this would prefer that Danielle be the one to win this election. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I'll see y'all at episode 5. All right. Enjoy now. Introduction to the Planette Creole, where women work, where women rest, where girls learn, where there are no men from earth who will survive, where battles are fought, the Planette Creole. Scene 1. Both Andiette and Ruby waited for Dr. Fatima to tell them what the election results were. Jackie and Charla joined them on the porch. Well, what are they? Ruby asked. It was close. Yeah, 48 to 51, Ruby. That means half the people on this planet deem Danielle Reed as a capable leader, although we don't and really should not have a leader. But you are, Ruby, Dr. Fatima said. I am what, Fatima? Ruby, the 51% was in your favor. Everyone celebrated with joy and hugged Ruby. Dr. Fatima noticed how happy and joyful Andiette was. She had never seen that much emotion come out of Andiette. She was truly laughing and smiling. Ruby held Andiette's hands. She was the first one to hug Ruby before everyone squeezed their way in. Now listen, ladies. Although I was officially elected, I will not be a dictator. You don't have it in you, Ruby, but Danielle does. I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to bring people here just to try and call herself overthrowing you. Jackie, I'm not a leader. In her mind, she seems to think you are. Danielle will fall on her own sword. Andiette said, and they all noticed she did not sound as robotic as she used to. They all retreated to the dining room, and it was not until Dr. Fatima was able to speak with Andiette alone that she offered a comment. Andiette, you are changing. You are sort of evolving. What do you mean, Dr. Fatima? At the comedy club a couple of months ago, you said you were unable to laugh like the rest of us. But when Ruby won the election, you laughed, smiled, and was full of joy. Andiette had to take a moment to think about that. I guess you are right. I am very happy for Ruby. I don't feel anyone should attack her. So the women of Creole have spoken, one of the reporters said, as the four of them sat around the table. Ruby and the others watched the network. You are right, Michelle. But although it was in Ruby Seaver's favor, you have to admit, Danielle has a strong influence on the Planette. That is true, Arlene, but most of that support comes from the West. The East was heavily in favor of Ruby Seaver's. Well, it's a good thing more and more people are moving to the North. That way she won't have them under her control, Jackie said. Andy had piped in and said, ugliness is powerful but short-lived. I'm just curious, Andiette, how come you were not able to determine if Ruby would win or not? Because she's becoming more like us now, Jackie. Dr. Fatima piped in. Are you saying her vision is now short-sighted? No, I can see things if I put my energy into it. I just don't like to. I like to be surprised sometimes. Ruby hugged her. Oh, you are just the cutest. Thank you, Aunt Ruby. And Dad said with a smile. Charlotte then decided it was time to go. Well, Charlotte, why are you leaving? We're celebrating Ruby's victory. I have some road plans to work on, Charlotte said. Ruby noticed her indifference. She drew closer to her niece and said, are you okay? You know you can talk to me about whatever it is. I'm just tired. I'll catch up with you in the morning. Got a long drive out west. I can transport you in air op. No, thank you, Andiette. I'm good, thank you. Charlotte raised her hand. She left the house right afterwards, not giving Ruby a chance to catch up. I'm sorry she's angry with me, Andiette said, further confirming what Fatima said, that she was becoming more like them. Charlotte drove nearly 100 miles before she decided to pull over. Things had changed between her and her aunt. The longer Ruby stayed on the Planette, the more things changed. She remembered the times when Ruby would visit Earth and spend time and take her and her sister Beverly to drive-in movies, carnivals and amusement parks and malls. But the older she got, the less she visited. Now Charlotte could see why. She made so many close friends on Creole. And Dad calling her aunt really was a jab to Charlotte's heart. She looked into the woods and saw a small campfire. Some young women were camped there, just enjoying the starry night, talking and laughing. But the environment was so beautiful, and no woman on earth would be safe doing what those young women were doing right now. She finally started the ignition and drove on. Scene 2. Camille was beside herself with joy when Yukai unicommed her. She viewed his handsome face on the monitor. Yukai, what's going on?
Good to see you, beautiful woman. We just returned from Coulson.
Coulson? Isn't that dangerous? What in the world were you guys doing over there?
It's only dangerous to those who are weak. We go over there and assess their area.
For what? What are you all doing?
To start building so that they can finally leave Creole alone. Otherwise, we'll have to eliminate the whole population of Coulson, and we don't want to do that. We are people of peace on Fleur.
So what exactly is Coulson? Camille really was curious about this.
Lots of rubbish. The men there live like savages.
So are there any women on Coulson?
Very few, beautiful. Very few.
Well, why is that?
We are still finding that out. How are your students and everyone else on Creole?
They are coming along just fine. I have a few graduating to the Tech Academy full time now.
Great. You are a great educator. We will be seeing you ladies in 194 hours.
Well, where are you now?
We are on flip. We are taking off in 3 hours.
Oh, Yukai, I can't wait to see you again.
I am also looking forward to being in your presence.
Me too. And bring me some more of that sweet yellow candy you baked.
Molly,
Yes, that's it. That's it.
I look forward to seeing you, Camille.
Camille couldn't even sit still after that call, although her sister told her she needed to. But I cannot wait to see him, girl. It shows, Camille. But you better get some rest so you won't be able to concentrate at work tomorrow. They were both teachers. Camille taught basic academics while her sister was on the technical side of education, such as space traveling. I just hope Andia don't show her butt when they get here. I don't know why you're intimidated by her. She would never grow beyond 4 feet tall. Yeah, 4 feet of fire. She sure has Ruby fooled. That girl is dangerous. Anytime you can last on Dark Planet that long and be able to survive those brooches, oh goodness, oh. Did you see what she did to that one animal? Yeah, she saved our lives too. Scene 3. I am grateful for the love and support I have received from Crail. The voices of you women were not silenced, and I am thankful for that. But if you consider me a leader, then it is an honor to lead with humility, love, peace, and service. I will always serve my fellow women for as long as we may dwell together. Please remember that our way of life is not about who is in charge or who should rule. It is about caring for one another. This is the reason we do not have currency, or nobody is rich and nobody is poor. That is not our female nature. We will always remain a resource to each other. Although my fellow woman Danielle was not pleased with me, I am still just as much her sister as I am every woman and girl, and I hope we are able to work together, and I will always welcome Miss Reed's ideas and respect her work. So ladies, thank you again, and please enjoy your meal. A thunderous applause filled the ballroom. Those women who were unable to make it to Sister Town watched the broadcast on their devices at home. In fact, some women rarely ever made it to the capital city of Sister Town, where the capital city auditorium was located. Ruby joined her party at the table. Jackie, Charla, Andiette, and Fatima stood when she approached. How do you feel, Ruby? Jackie asked. Ruby let out a short sigh and said, grateful, absolutely grateful and humbled. Well, we really need to celebrate, Auntie. Charla piped in. We can come to my house and have a meal. I have plenty of room in my yard. Andy, nobody is trying to drive all the way up north. It's lonely up there, Fatima said. But Charla piped in and said, not for long. We're running a new road up north, and there will be more building up that way. The population here is growing. Ruby noticed Andiette was looking awfully strange, as if something was on her mind. Out of concern, she said, Andy, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? I am fine. I don't even know if I have feelings or not. Oh, why would you say that? I heard how emotional you were when you were reunited with the Philippians. The Philippians are our relation, our brothers. We share commonality, but with people on earth, we don't relate. That is absolutely not true, Ruby insisted, but she knew Andiette's disposition had nothing to do with emotions. She knew Andiette too well. She cared less about how the women on Creole viewed her. She was driven with purpose and she was strong. She hoped Andiette would tell her what was really going on. Scene 4. The women parted ways once they stepped into the parking lot of the Capital City Auditorium. Jackie decided to spend the night with Ruby while Charlotte and Fatima parted to their own homes. Ruby invited Andiette to come with them since she did not drive, but she insisted on going home. Are you sure, Andiette? Jackie asked. Yes, what sort of danger do you think I would be in if I walked home? Jackie and Ruby knew she could phase herself back home as well. They all had that ability because everyone wore phase in, phase out proxy bands on their wrists. Those proxy bands could take them anywhere in the universe within their own solar system and other solar systems. This device was equipped with GPS, UPS, which is Universal Positioning System, and SPS, Space Positioning System, that Andiette and Jackie both had a part in designing. But while on the planet Creole, most women opted to walk or drive. The countryside and small towns were so beautiful that they preferred enjoying while traveling. The only time they used the phase-in bands was when they were pressed for time. Andiette had even built a small airplane called Air Op that was used to travel just for fun. Andiette said her goodnights and began walking up the road. Jackie could see Ruby was upset. She'll be fine, Ruby. You know she knows how to take care of herself. I know. I just... You just what, Ruby? She just seems so lonely at times. All this talk about not thinking she's like us and, sometimes, maybe someone needs to convince Andiette that if she's feeling like a fringe, she does in fact have emotions. She thinks that she doesn't, but if she's feeling that way, she has more emotions than she realizes. I wish there was all there was to it, Jackie, Ruby said as her friend drove up the road. She watched the trees as they passed. Once they got on the highway, there wasn't a house in sight. Just think, they would be knocking down some of those trees to build new residences. Well then, what can we do, Ruby? That's what bothers me. I cannot do anything. I've never had a child, but I tell you, I have a connection to Andiette as if she were my child. Have you ever thought about the possibility that maybe the universe drew the two of you together? You said when you were dying, you kept seeing a little purple face, and she saw you through a bubble when you landed on Creole. What if she's your child and you don't know it? Jackie, she's hundreds of years old. I'm only 94. And I'm 84. But nobody on earth would believe it when they look at us. Certainly would not. Scene 5. Andiette walked home. She wanted to enjoy the scenery on the way, although it was late at night. There was not another soul out. Not that it would make a difference to her. She knew the terrain well and knew how to handle herself and anyone who deemed to challenge her. She looked powerless, but boy, nobody should ever judge a book by the cover. She snatched off a few leaves off the trees and chewed on them as she walked along the road. Her solar system was the only place she could truly energize. She had been hearing Lukeet for a few days now and had no idea of how to locate her. She soon spotted her house from afar. She stopped, watched her house for a while. So many inventions had gone on there, inventions that helped everyone on Krail. One of her rooms was filled with all types of tools, mechanical parts, and materials. This is what she had done for many years before being captured from Krail and taken to Dark Planet, where she fought the Brooches to survive for decades. Those who invaded Krail destroyed their homes, stole their inventions, their space vehicles, land vehicles, and anything the sisters had invented. She wondered why nobody came back to check on them until they visited Flep, and Oki informed her that when they arrived, everyone was gone. She was thankful to be home, but she missed her sister family. All the females that had inhabited Krail were gone, killed. Maybe she did have feelings, she thought. She shrugged and walked the grassy land to her house. Not many people lived in the northern region. Her closest neighbor was 8 miles away. It was quiet up there, and she loved that. That was the reason she wanted to move out of Ruby's house when she stayed with her briefly. Ruby had too many neighbors, and Dad loved spending time alone sometimes. She opened the door, headed upstairs to take a shower, and settled into her room and opened her computer. She realized her association with Earth women and girls was changing her. Their energy was affecting her in a positive way, however. She had learned so much from them. They had the ability to love in an emotional way. And Dad often found herself ready for battle, however. It's how she was made to fight, to defend, and that siege that happened over 200 years ago, she was determined would never happen again. Suddenly, she heard it again, her name. Andiat, Andiat, help me. Where are you? She got up from her bed and went to different rooms in the house looking for Lukeet. I don't know. I can't see you, Lukeet. I know, but I can hear you. I can hear you too. Why can't you see me? I don't know. There are lots of obstructions around me, like houses and other buildings. You have to save me, Andiat. I will find you, Lukeet. I will save you. Then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped. And Diet got no more responses from Lukeet, like she had before days ago. Lukeet, are you there? Lukeet, Lukeet, where are you? But no response.